Okay, this is question 25. Joseph has a part-time job. The graph below represents the amount Joseph earns in dollars for the number of hours he works. So let's look at this graph for just a minute. We notice that there are 2 points on the graph. We notice that hours worked is on the x-axis and earnings is on the y-axis. And we can come back to this graph in just a second. Let's look at what the question's asking us. So based on the graph, which equation can be used to determine the earnings in dollars for every hour he works? So if you look at all the answers look really similar. You've got y equals 1.5x or y equals 15x, and then you have x equals 1.5y and x equals 15y. So we're going to have to know, is this going to be x or y? And then is it going to be 1.5 or 15? Okay, so let's go back to the graph and just figure this out. Let's get a different color here. So on this point right here, we've got $90 is made for 6 hours of work. So we can write that down, $90 for 6 hours of work. And then let's look at another point, this one here. And this one's going to be 30 hours for 2 hours, or $30 for 2 hours worked. So $30 for 2 hours. So you might be seeing right now that we can make these into division problems to see, well, how much did he make per hour? And you might actually see this one already. So if you make $30 in 2 hours, in 1 hour you're going to make 30 divided by 2, which is $15 an hour. Okay, and this one, 90 divided by 6, and you get, drum roll, 6 goes into 35 times. Again, you get $15 per hour. Okay, which makes sense. This line is linear. You know, it doesn't have any curve to it, so it makes sense that no matter what number of hours they work, they're making the same amount of pay. So at $15 an hour, so when we look at these answers, this one is like 1.5, this one's 1.5. So we can eliminate these guys just based on that it's not 15 an hour, right? The other thing is we're looking for the earnings in dollars, and the earnings are on the y-axis. So our answer is going to be y equals 15x. Okay, so it's not going to be this one because this x is talking about hours, but we're trying to find the total earnings. But just to make sure, we can go ahead and check it. So we've got y equals 15x for the equation that we chose. So let's plug in this right here. So y is the earnings, so we can say $30 is equal to 15 times, what's our x at $30? It's 2. 15 times 2. Well, 30 is equal to 2 times 15 is 30, and that works. If either of these, if these answers had been different, then we would know we made a mistake. Let's go ahead and check it on the other one. 90 is equal to 15 times 6. And again, 15 times 6 is 90. 90 equals 90 is a true statement. So those things work, so your answer is B. So just to note, 50% of the students that answered this question got it correct, which means 50% also got it incorrect. So it's, you know, probably one of the more difficult problems if only half of the students got it correct. But it's not that hard when you break it down. And just another reminder, when you're given something that you may not know how to do, it's really good to just walk through it. You could have even, for each of these, just plugged in the amounts of 2 and 30 on each of these things and see if you got what you expect. So different ways to approach it, but always check your answer. That's the number one thing I think you can do to make sure you get it right. All right, well, I hope that helps some, and I will see you in the next one.